And just like that, we're back at it with another video. And today we are playing Assassins at Crimson Keep. Alright. Set some music volume. Yeah, max. Sound volume. Max, X speed, ultra, auto forward time. Full screen in this bitch. Okay, new game. Well, that didn't go quite as planned. What do you mean? Despite your genius preparations, the king was ready for your assassination attempt. No doubt he was warned by Wilkins that Teffer you should never have called a friend. Maybe Wilkins will get a visit tonight. Okay, repetitive. After you dispossess the benevolent king of his life, of course. Time will tell. Luckily, as the rest of your spy network is moderately reliable, tracking the king to his Crimson Fortress was simple enough. It's said that this mountain lair is where the king practices his dark magics, creating unimaginable horrors for his own sadistic pleasures. You have your doubts, but best be on guard anyway. Wow, sick jump, bro. I like the graphics and the storytelling part. After your failed attempt on their king's life, you'd think the guards will be on higher alert. They are. Slipping past them without raising the alarm will probably be the easiest thing you do all night. Damn, he's a ninja. Okay. As you enter the pitch black cave, your dark vision lenses kick in. The sight before you matches the musty smell of the decay and stagnant water one might expect from any natural cave. If it wasn't for the obvious guards out front, it might have actually taken you some modicum of time to find the entrance. The cave splits off to the right, or you can continue north. Well, Bright is tingling. I think it's gold. We can get the gold, or we can go the left. The north passage gives no hint of what may lie ahead. Approaching the east cavern, you hear a very faint melody off in the distance. Is that orcish? No, more like goblins. Goblins, bro. I like goblins. Let's go. You see before you a rather old and worn-out goblin warming himself by a fire, humming a surprisingly beautiful tune. Even with your mask on, the stench of the poor creature is nearly unbearable, and you stifle a gag. Now let's go. I can't kill the goblin. The goblin sings well and everything. Sneak around. You definitely sneak by the goblin, chuckling inwardly at the stupidity of posting a goblin as a guard to anything. You hear the soft rustling of leaves to the north. You literally just came from the cave entrance. Why do you want to go back? True. Before you is the most horribly obvious trap you could possibly have in the cave. A pile of leaves sitting in the center of the corridor. That's rather insulting. The faint sound of snorting can be heard from the east. South leads to the oblivious goblin guard. You feel a strong breeze coming from this direction. Snort. Okay, we're going to the north. As you enter this part of the cave, you pause at the faint sound of snorting. You glance around but see nothing out of the ordinary. Another snort sends your eyes downward to see a baby cow! So cute! The most adorable little minotaur. A minotaur, perhaps? The Minotaur is snorting wildly as you smile down at it. Oh, he's fuming. He is fuming. It stamps its itty-bitty hoof, getting ready for a charge. Let it hit you. Move to the side. Ah, he's good. Let it hit you. The little creature charges you, its horns pointed right at your ankle. What the heck? As the horns connect with your ankle, blinding pain causes you to collapse. It seems as if the king really knew what he was doing, letting a seemingly ineffective monster guard his secret lair. As you lay on the ground in shock, the last things you see are the horns of the Minotaur headed straight for your eyes. What? You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Guys, what the heck? Would you like to meet it again? Okay. Set before you matches the musty smell of decay and stagnant water one might expect from any natural cave. Okay. So we're going to play seriously now, okay? Going left. Completely non-suspicious treasure chest sitting in the middle of a cave. Perfectly normal chest. You hear the soft rustling of leaves to the east. Examine chest. Open chest. Examine chest. You notice faint scorch marks near the front of the chest. Thankfully, you didn't slip through Professor Parrish's glass on disarming magical traps. You deftly disabled the trigger, which should have unleashed something unholy upon your person. What? When you open the chest, you find a glittering, definitely magical key, which you tuck away for safekeeping. Just before turning from the chest, you notice a bottle of dragon blood connected to the trigger you disarmed. The hairs on your neck spasm as the thought of what would have happened to you had the blood erupted. Caution is certainly due while in this cave. Well, thanks. Before you is the most horribly obvious trap you could possibly have in the cave, a pile of leaves sitting in the center of the corridor. Is rather insulting. Again, faint sound of snorting can be heard. You can hear slight grumblings, possibly go. Well, we already know that the goblin is here on our right, so we're going front to the little baby Minotaur. As you enter this part of the cave, you pause at the faint sound of snorting. You glance around, but see nothing out of the ordinary. Most adorable little Minotaur. Perhaps Minotaur. As you smile for a charge. Well, we obviously will pick move to the side. Minotaur charges and you move to the side. We're glad you do, as the tiny monster picked up a lot of speed. Maybe too much speed. It's going to break the freaking cavern. It passes you and seems unable to stop, disappearing into the darkness behind you. With the soft rustle of leaves, you deduce it fell into the left trap you passed. That was definitely strange. You cannot make out anything peculiar deeper into the cave. Okay, let's keep on. As you enter this area, the key you recovered from the chest seems to be dragging you toward the east. To the south is more cave. More cave, more cave. To the south, you hear the stiff clink of metal on metal, undoubtedly a suit of heavy armor. The hair on the back of your neck stands at attention when looking down this eastern passage. Either it's powerful magics or intense evil, or both. Well, powerful magics or intense evil, I think it is nice. Let's go. Let's try this. As you walk through this section of the cave, the magics you felt earlier grow more and more powerful. You feel goose flesh crawling all over your body. Finally, you merge into a chamber that has been further hollowed out by machines. Before you is a cage door. The closer you draw toward it, the stronger the magics pull at your very being. The key in your pocket begins to pulse with the same magics. I'm getting a Lord of the Rings vibe. We're Frodo. Frodo here. As you peek through the bars, you notice a small bundle of clothes. You jump back as the clothes move, revealing a young woman staring back at you. Prison. Orion? Who the fuck is Orion? Oh, You're not one of my father's guards. No, I'm obviously not. You are the Princess Aelia? I am his one and only precious daughter, who is doted on as other girls can only dream. Well, I'm feeling some kind of attitude. I would leave her in this cave, but okay. She spreads her arms a bit. What you mistook for ornate bracelets are revealed to the bindings of magic. Assassin, if it makes you feel better, I plan on killing him. It's all well and good, but I'd be far more grateful if you just let me go. After that, why did your father imprison you? Who's Orion? Do you know how I can free you? Where's this in orange? Guys, I don't know what to pick. Why did your father imprison you? Well, certainly because of her shitty attitude, bro. Who's Orion? Do you know how I can free you? Okay, who's... Do you know how I can free you? I imagine that glowing key in your pocket might have something to do with it. Yes, quite possible. Use the key on the lock. I wouldn't let her rot. Seriously. As the key turns into the lock, in the lock, the magics in the room as well as the key dissipate. The chains dissolve, leaving no trace the girl was ever in prison. Other than the emotional scars she'll surely possess for the rest of her life. Well, thank you. Whoever said assassins are soulless scum. Pretty much everyone. I love this dude. I really thought I'd be here for the rest of my life. You're very welcome. Do you need help getting to the surface? As if, as if. Afraid of yet another escort mission, you relieved at their reply. I will be fine, but please do not kill Orion. Though her presence can be terrifying, she is not a bad person, merely under some vile spell from my father. She pulls a small object from beneath her rags. Show her this, but be quick, as she is faster than she looks. If she sees this, it should break the spell my father put on her. Should? Magic isn't an exact science, you know? I guess it'll have to do. On wobbly legs, the princess passes by you and into the cave. Well, I hope she doesn't fall on the trap. If you ever decide murder for hire isn't really your thing, come by the palace. My palace. Whoa. I have a feeling you could do great things if you ever felt inclined. I'm feeling more than inclined. So we keep on going. To the south, you hear the stiff clink of metal on metal. Before you stands the most out of place door you've ever seen. Yeah, this door so ornamented. In the cave. Why do I hear boss music, guys? It's surely all that stands between you and your prey. That and the enormous knight, clad in black plate maul, is fuming. The pendant in your pouch reacts to something. Give this pendant to the knight. Well, how can I give it to him? Show the knight the pendant. Well, we hope it will work. The knight stops, her glaive only half lowered. What? This is Orion? This is a woman? That knight, that pendant. Did you? Did you free the princess? I did. Then you have my thanks and my eternal gratitude. Oh. As you hand the pendant to the Black Knight, her stance changes slightly. No less deadly to be sure, but maybe not to you. She told me if ever she were freed, this pendant would find its way to me, thus breaking the curse the king placed upon me. Here is the key to the inner sanctum. Now please, pass. Must find the princess and keep her safe. There are many other dangers in this world besides despicable fathers. That knight steps around. Oh, daddy issues. I sense some daddy issues here. That knight steps around you and hurries off into the darkness. Well, here we go, bro. Well, that was easy enough. As you insert the key into the lock, the magics that were protecting the door dissipate. Well, I'm feeling this way too easy. Time to introduce yourself to the king. As you enter into the king's hideaway, you can't help but be impressed at the expense he did not spare on his panic room. You're pretty sure it's more lavish than his palace. All things considered, this wasn't a very fortified panic room. Please, good sir, I will give you whatever you want. Shut up, bitch! Look, take all the riches you desire. I can kill you and take the gold anyway, bro. Yeah, you can have my daughter. I don't care about your daughter. Then you'll be prince, king, when I'm gone. I've seen how you treat your daughter. Forgive me if I pass on that offer. The king begins to wet himself. Oh, he pissed himself. Present the king, assassinate the king. Guys, do we go the totally bad route? And basically, we're just going to give reason to the others who think assassins are soulless and cruel, everything. Just going to imprison the king. Imprison the king. I think, however, you will suffer the fate you had originally planned for your daughter. Yeah, that's the best way. You've imprisoned the king. Not what you were paid to do, but oh well. He'll more than likely die a slow and painful death, trapped in a cell he designed for his own daughter. True. Being locked away in the dungeons for over a year, while terrible, gave the princess plenty of time to think and to scheme. After escaping from her father's dark dungeon, she executed her plans nearly overnight. Okay. Orion was always there to oversee her charge's safety. Together they forged a new kingdom. Well, that's wholesome. Queen Elia, like her father, had powerful magics, but unlike that savage, was a much more merciful and wise ruler. Cool. True, there were some who preferred the old ways, but any sort of assassination attempt was easily thwarted as Orion stood vigilant at Queen Elia's side. Yeah, she looks like a beast. Of course, having an incredible assassin on her payroll might have helped, not that you're one to brag. And I think it's over. You got the perfect ending. So, so now guys, we'll try to be the bad guy and see what happens. Play again. Despite your genius preparations, you already know this. Let's go. So I think the bad pathway, we can kill the goblin, we can kill the... we can leave the princess rotten in the cave. We can also kill the king. Kill the king. Sure. Already through. Kill goblin. Boom. You silently slip your dagger into the unsuspecting goblin's back. His final melody echoes down the corridor before it is silenced forever. Oh, that's so bad. Poor goblin. Where should we go? You literally just... okay. Now it's the mini tour. Well, here we can let him hit us. Mini tour. That's a good. Move to the side. The tiny monster picked up a lot of speed. Soft rustle of leaves, you deduce he fell on the trap. It's definitely strange. So we keep on going. As you enter this area, you sense some magic emanating from the east. To the south is more cave. South you hear this. I'm not sure if we can go past Orient without the necklace. You feel goose flesh crawling all over your body. Did your father in prison? We're going to ask her. Why did you? Well, we already know who's Orion, obviously. Why did your father in prison? Besides the fact that he's a lunatic? Sure. I believe he's under the assumption that to keep me pure, I need to be sheltered from the outside world. That's one way, I guess. But pure from what? Something to do with his magics, I think. Or my. You know what? It's preferable to just assume he's a natural. He certainly is that. You know how I get free? I would assume a key of some sort. Well, yep, I guess we'll have to probably. Other than that, I'm sure my father has it hidden away somewhere. I'll take a look around soon. Oh yeah, we didn't take the key. This passage leads to where you first encountered the Minotaur. Let's see if the Minotaur is down there. Poor little thing. The Minotaur that rushed you found its way through the leaves and ended up in a spike pit. You find it appropriate to name the Minotaur. Pancho should do. Okay. Completely non-suspicious treasure chest sitting in the middle of the cave. So we already know that we have to examine the chest first. You notice faint scorch marks near the front of the chest. Thankfully, you didn't slip through Professor Parrish's class on disarming magical traps. Professor Parrish. Use the key. Can go back. Banjo. The Minotaur is still asleep. Said please sleep. Good night. Good night, little kid. On your way back to the captured princess. Well, any luck? Use the key on the lock. Right. I think we need to use the key because if not, we won't be able to pass through Ori. But we will try to let her rot. You turn your back on the young girl. What? You leave him here? So bad. What is it with the man in my life? We're definitely leaving. She has a bad attitude. You hear a stream of curses follow you as you abandon the helpless girl. Ruthless. So it leads back to the point. No, we ain't going back. Ain't going back to that. Before you stands the most out of place door, and here comes Orion. And now she's definitely pissed, and the enormous knight clad in black plate metal. The key in your pouch reacts to something. The black knight, previously unaware of you, now looks right in your direction. The key. Okay? Though you cannot see the knight's face, you get the feeling your very soul is being scrutinized. Suddenly, the feeling is gone, and the knight's grip on her glaive tightens. You are the one the princess screams at. I know you left her there to rot, villain. Quicker than you would think possible, so large a foe, the knight charges you, swinging her glaive with only one hand. Well, we got the skills, bro. We're assassins, okay? Thankfully, you are much faster, okay? Now we're speaking. You spring, driving your poison trip dagger deep into the unprotected joint of the giant knight's knee. Damn, boy! The knight silently writhes in agony as the fast-acting poison courses through her veins. You watch as the knight falls to her knees, fighting for each breath as the poison suffocates her. Damn, poor Orion. The knight topples. Thinking it wise, you wait a few seconds to make sure the knight does not get back up. As you turn, a glint from the knight's body catches your eye. When you inspect it, you see a key hanging from her belt. As you insert the key into the lock, the magics that were protecting the door dissipate. Okay, we got it. Time to introduce yourself to the king. We only need to basically kill the king. Easy enough. As you enter into the king's hideaway, you can't help but be impressed at the expense he did not spare on his panic room. You're pretty sure it's more lavish than his palace. All things considered, this wasn't a very fortified panic room. Please, good sir, I will give you whatever you want. Ba da ba ba ba. Look, take all the riches you desire. You'll be praised, king, when I'm gone. Even were I to agree, should certainly stab me in my sleep. Assassinate the king. It's the only option. Sorry, your worshipfulness, but the job's a job. Perhaps you should have been a better king. You make a small slice on the king's finger. Have a good death. What the heck? In seconds, the king lays dead at your feet. Emperor, the king is dead. And the one who kills the king now becomes the king. You've accomplished your goal and have made a considerable fortune. Awesome. However, you can't help but feel a bit unfulfilled and a little bit disgusted with yourself. No, I don't. You got the cold-hearted ending. Okay. But it's a balance. We got the perfect finish and we also got the cold-hearted finish. It's all good. Would you like nothing but business? It's only business. Oh guys, I think there are more endings to it, but I will try only one more. Let's play again. Would you like nothing but business? It's only business. Would you like to try a different route? Guys, I think there are more endings to it, but I will try only one more. Let's play again. So we have to get the key. Going to sneak around this time. Just it. Okay, the mini door. Over to the side. Maybe touch. Okay, so my theory now is to basically save the princess, and then we go on and kill instead of just enclosing the king. We're going to actually kill it this time. Kill him this time. Let me ask who's sorry. She doesn't seem to be doing a very good job. Her father has trapped her in her own mind. She's protecting him now, though against her will. I believe she's strong enough to break free if if the right opportunity presents itself, such as the chance to rescue me. Okay, we have to free her. Hmm. Jeez, advance these. Okay, now we killed the king. Easy enough. Time to introduce yourself to the king. As you enter into the king's sideway, you can help. Boom, ping, bam. Boom, ping, bam, bam, bam. Assassinate the king. Sorry, your worshipfulness, but a job's a job. Nothing but business, sir. The king's veins pulse and begin to glow faintly as the poison does its work. In seconds, the king lays dead at your feet. The king is dead. Having saved Princess Elia, you unwittingly brought about the golden era, as she proved to be a good and just queen. Wherein the Black Knight stayed by her side, protecting her always. Though Queen Elia was fairer than her father, she was no less forgiving. What? The kingdom prospered for a time, but it wasn't long before fear set in. What the hell? The people's freedoms began to be taken away in order to quell crimes before they happen. Many assassins attempted to take out Queen Elia, but Orion was always there protecting her. Whoa, they took a purge. Your role in Queen Elia's rise to power was never mentioned, and all things considered, you wouldn't have it any other way. You got the depressing ending. Okay, guys, I think we'll wrap it up here. This what's the name of this game? This was Assassin at Crimson Keep. Tell me in the comments if you already played this game and what endings did you get. And I'll see you on the next one.